I recently made a coaster for my Dyson hair dryer and it fits perfectly. I had some leftover cake from a hen's party. No one wanted the extra one, so I bought all of them home. But it has been around 3 months since I do it, so I'm gonna try using my crafting instinct to go about doing this. Let's unpack. So I realized all the materials are kind of jumbled up everywhere, so I'm gonna open one new one that has never been opened so you guys can see all the materials you will get when buying a typical punch needle kit online. We got all our punch needle kit from Shopee, but they're also available on Amazon. I've included a product link in the description if you want to get one for yourself. In a typical kit, you will have these materials. So you will have the frame and the cloth. So sometimes the cloth is already put in, sometimes it's not. You'll also get a mini instruction guide. This one is a mini one. Usually they will have a link or QR code that you can find more details on. You also have cloth, glue, and something like a scraper. And of course the yarns that you'll be using. And the hook and the threader. So in today's session, I've picked out this design, just a simple landscape. And for step 1 of everything, we're gonna start preparing the cloth. For this design, the cloth isn't prepared, so I have to do it myself. Basically, what I'm doing right now is to unscrew the frame so that I can place and adjust the cloth correctly. It's kind of hard, you know, when the design is already drawn on the cloth and we have to adjust such that the whole design is within the circle. So I'm just trying to do my best here. Let's push it in. Oops! Okay, I realized that I've done it wrongly. Basically, the design that is drawn should face towards the table before you press the frame in to secure it. Okay, so I'm checking. So the design is a bit tilted, but I think it's not bad for the first try. We could always, you know, during the process, we could always take out and readjust again if we cannot reach certain area. So don't really have to panic. So to tighten the cloth, what I like to do is to pull the cloth a little bit and then screw it tighter, pull a little bit and screw it tighter. I find that this is easier. And the reason behind why we want to tighten the cloth is so that we will have that tension. So when it comes to punch needling afterwards, it will be so much easier. So the second step before we start punch needling is to thread the yarn. We are going with the pink one because we are starting with the pink color sun first. So in the kit, you should have these two called a threader. It should be a super long metal wire like this. What we want to do is to thread through the hole at the tip of the threader and thread through all the way so that it comes out from the bottom. And from there, we are gonna thread through the yarn and then pull the entire threader out like this. So try to do it gently, if not it will break the threader. Unless you have metal wire at home, you can easily fix it up, then I recommend you doing it gently. Okay, and once that is done, then we are ready to start punch needling. Okay, I'm gonna start with the sun first. So from what I remember, all you have to do is to make sure that the hook go through all the way before you lift it up again, and then that's basically it. So you can see here that I'm trying and failing very badly. Okay, so I cheated a bit and searched it up. There are mainly 2 tricks, so I'm kind of half right. The first one is that you have to go through all the way, and second part is that you have to use the oblique part of the tip and punch in, meaning the slanted part, right? It has to punch into the needle in the direction that you want it to be stitched. So you can see now that it's successful. Yay! So I'm gonna continue this until I finish the whole sun. So once you punch in everything, what you want to do is to lift up the punch needle gently and then use the yarn snip to cut it off. So here, be careful not to pull any of the yarns, if not the whole thing will come out and you have to repeat the whole process again. So I try to keep it short so that I won't accidentally pull them. So what we're going to do now is to complete the entire design using the same steps. So mainly step 2 and 3, just thread the yarn and put in through the cloth, and repeat that until we complete the entire thing. Okay, I'm left with a tiny part, which is the beige part, so I'm gonna finish that up. And now we're ready to start gluing. Just grab the glue, the scraper, and the cloth from the kit, and essentially we are gonna just start gluing. So basically this part, what we want to do is to put the yarn in place so that, you know, when you accidentally tap on the coaster, the whole yarn won't come out. Alright, so what I'm using now is some leftover glue from the hands party. I'm kind of impatient, so I just like to remove the whole top. And then once you're done with that, just use the scraper and spread the glue. So I kind of like this part because I feel like I'm spreading butter. You know, the glue will be enough, but because I'm using some leftover glue, so it wasn't enough in my case, so I opened another bottle and poured more glue. So one tip that you can keep in mind is that when you're spreading the glue, make sure that you glue the corners, especially the borders, the side, because that's where it has the most friction and the yarn is most likely to come out, and especially because we are going to cut around the edge later on in step 5, so we want to make sure that the glue reach those areas. Once you're done with all the gluing, then we can stick the cloth at the back. So just press it down slightly. Basically, this cloth acts as a backing so that your coaster won't be so flimsy. Just press it on for around 3 to 5 seconds, and you can also do it like me, place a weighted object on it so that it keeps it there. And if you want to accelerate the entire process, you can also use a hairdryer to blow it dry. And then you can slowly remove the coaster from the frame gently while it's drying. So, you know, we kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And before you proceed to step 5, you need to check whether the glue are all dried up. What I like to do is to simply look at the side and give it a quick check to make sure that all the yarns are glued and, you know, stick into place. For step 5, this one is really simple. All you have to do is to take the scissors and trim along the border to get the nice circle shape. This is how the final piece look like. You can choose to leave it like this or trim off the end at the top to get an effect like this. Interestingly, I find punching into the cloth again and again oddly satisfying. I find it super beginner friendly too. I didn't have to research or watch a lot of tutorials to wing it. Of course, I believe there are still advanced techniques that I didn't use, but the final product is still a decent piece. Don't you think so?
do